Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, family RTS TV. Welcome to the show. Today is another day. We have our discussion as usual. The topic of discussion today, we will going to just go into it after the introduction. As we have discussed earlier today, also, we got an opportunity to be with the youth chair of Mandera, Abdi, who is here with us. And today we were to talk about the Maslaha system of Mandera when it comes to the justice system. And we're going to discuss this deeply by pointing out things that really concerns our people when it comes to justice and how to solve the issues and making resolution and a dispute amongst the community. Welcome, Abdi, and kindly let's have some introduction.
Thank you very much, RTS, for the second opportunity you have given me.
Welcome.
My name is Abdi, as you said it. I'm also youth leader in Mandara County, and I'm greatly privileged and honored to be here with you tonight for the second time after we have discussed previously on another topic. Therefore, I'm highly welcome. Thank you.
Great. Let's just go directly to our topic of discussion today, and for us to be on the same page with our viewers, what is Maslaha system?
According to my understanding and definition, Maslaha system is a dispute resolution system, mainly a Somali way of solving their dispute, and whatever kind of dispute it is, that's now a traditional way of dispute resolution.
Well, does Maslaha system have some aspect of religious and cultural system?
Yes, the Maslaha system is mainly based on Somali culture. The hair, we call it hair, that is Somali traditional way of solving issues, and it has got also some religious aspect of it, because you cannot do Maslaha without also basing yourself into the Islamic religion. Because when it comes to issues related to murder, you must refer to the religion, and not specifically, directly following the religion the way it is, because the religion says if someone kills another person, the punishment is an automatic killing of the person. Therefore, in the Maslaha system now, there's also that leniency by the religion that if a person is killed, there is also the blood money aspect. So the Maslaha borrows this blood money aspect of it. And where some places like Somalia, it always happens in our neighborhood here, Bulahawa, which is in southern Somalia, that most oftenly you find people being killed because the person killed another person. Itself, is part of the Maslaha, because the family of the victim deceased and the family of the person who committed the crime comes together and either agree on blood money or the person to be killed also. So it's also part of the Maslaha where negotiations and agreements and discussions and consensus takes place.
Well, what are some of the factors considered in the Maslaha system?
The Maslaha system, mainly it's considered a culture, the traditional way of dispute resolution. The other factor that will be considered is the religion. You cannot just reach a consensus without basing it to the religion. How will it affect the religion if you decide this way? So always, whatever is agreed must not be against the religion of Islam. Must not contradict the teachings and the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So mostly it is based on the culture. For example, two clans, there's a problem between two clans or two tribes. They follow the traditional way of solving their problem. Maybe someone was killed, and instead of 100 camel, maybe tribe plan paid a certain time, uh, 20 or 30 or 40. Then they will go back and rephrase what was agreed previously. If the tribe A and tribe B have done such a crime before, and this was what was agreed upon, and this was what solved the problem, then they will go refer and talk about this, reach consensus, then agree. So one, they refer to the background, the hair, the traditional way of
Way
solving
of solving the dispute.
the dispute. The other one, they refer to the Quran. For example, someone teeth, dental formula has been interfered with. Then in the religion, there's teeth for the teeth, but there's also the traditional way of agreement between the Somali communities, the Maslaha system, where maybe your son has done such a crime before, then there was a certain solution that you have reached. Then going through that, it will be easy for this one also to be solved. So they also base their arguments on traditional, the culture, and the incidences that is the same as the one that was maybe at hand at that time, and then reach a resolution.
Well, when we go back again to the system, the justice system, which serves better when we talk about the secular, way of solving the system, justice, the secular way of, making disputes, that is through constitution and what it requires, versus Maslaha, which serve better.
For me now, I cannot also rubbish the constitution, but as the people of northern Kenya, specifically Mandera, I see the Maslaha system more effective than the secular justice system. For example, there's also very many underlying factors, and I will give reasons why I prefer the Maslaha system than the secular law. Because someone is arrested today, this person might have committed a crime. And when such a person is taken to court, this person will not confess the crime. Reason being, if he confesses, immediately he will be sentenced. There will be a conviction, there will be a sentence. But if he again denies, there will be another problem again. Because if he denies, then the person will be taken to remand or be given a bond. Then this case might continue for years. This continuity, will waste time, will curtail this person's movement, freedom of movement. Because if, for example, today is death X and you are required death Y again, maybe 2 days, 3 days, 1 week after this death of mention, or maybe plea, or maybe hearing, then you cannot just move the way you want. You cannot go and mind your business elsewhere. You must remain around. And if you abscond court, this is again another problem that might again will lead to warrant of arrest against you. So by avoiding this, you see, the person will remain around the areas of the jurisdiction of the court. So this one also is again another time consuming. So both sides, if you accept the crime, there will be consequences, and if you deny the crime, then there is another consequences. Then this person will never say the truth here. Then after several years, a lot of time is wasted on this. Then the person might be found guilty. If this person is found guilty, then the only punishment that will be given is to sentence the person for a period equivalent to the crime he committed. Then the person that crime has been committed against will not get anything in return, even if it was a death, even if it was an assault or maim, even if it was land. Then the person will go serve jail time of a certain years, months, and as far as the crime he committed is equivalent. So, but for the Maslaha system, the person will not deny the crime. What the people whom will going to answer will be elders that are known to him. He does not have the fear to be his fingerprint be taken. He has no fear that he will be sentenced here on spot. He will be thinking that these elders will talk and these elders will talk. They will reach a consensus, and if it is something that will lead to compensation, then compensation will be paid. Or if it is forgiveness, they will be forgiven. He or she will be forgiven. So through this, the person has got full confidence, and will be honestly telling what he has committed, and he will not. There will be no omission
and there will be no
addition.
wastage of time.
There will be no wastage of time because the Maslaha system might take even one day, and everything be solved. But for the secular law, it might take very long time and consume a lot of resource, and at the end,
But there's
someone might be at a loss. But this one is a win-win situation, whereby you have been assaulted. That assault, you'll be taken to hospital. In the Maslaha system, if there's an assault case here, elders will not talk. The Maslaha process will not start until you are taken to hospital. You are stabilized, and then after stabilizing it, elders will come back. The elders from the person who committed the crime will come back to the victim elders and give what we call seven her apology. There's a certain amount of apology, and as far as
the issues concerned,
and the families that they have the wrangles is concerned too, because there's also the apology amount that between Agarre and Agarre will pay, Agarre and Murule will pay, Murule the Gudia will pay. So as per the culture and the norms that was there before. So this one now is more confidential, and the crime can be detected very easily, and the people who are accused will take the blame very easily. There's another reason too that I see Maslaha is more effective than the secular law in our dispute resolution system. A reason that I think maybe even the judiciary have cited it, and that's a reason why judicial alternative justice system court has been set in Mandera, where the people who sit in that alternative AJS court are the local elders who used to solve disputes through traditional way or Maslaha way. This one is that if these people is taken, a person commits a crime, he might rush to police station and book a report, then make a forgery of witnesses and record a statement, and the person who has been victimized or violated might be in trouble because this one has came before this and recorded his own things. And what is required is just you making the report and one or more witnesses that will record with you a statement. Then these witnesses, you can buy witnesses so that they say the wrong thing. That's why I believe so many people are in prison serving jail term because of forgery and false claims that has been justified by false witnesses. Just recently, I was in court, Mandera Law Court, just watching a proceeding. A Kenyan lady, was arrested around the border. We have no border. Us and Somalia is just separated by nothing. There's no even 1 meter difference between our borders. So a lady was arrested around the borderline because their family, as she said, was living around the borderline. Then she was arrested on account that entering Kenya from undesignated point. Then she confronted and argued with the officer who was arresting her. Then the officer, because of that, again, provocation, he took the lady to police station, processed her very immediately, and took her to court. Then when she went to court, she pleaded not guilty. The following day, her family members approached, and through advices of so many, people who are pretending to be expert, she was told this is a petty crime. Even if you accept, it will not cost you even 1,000 shillings. And if you just accept and let this thing end and move on. The lady was produced again in court, and the moment she came to the docs, she was her account was read, and after charges was read, she pleaded guilty. Immediately she pleaded guilty, she was convicted, and she was sentenced to 6 months in jail.
Little did she know that this will come.
Yes, she never knew. She was told this is a petty crime, and a petty crime you might be even released without bond. So far you're a Kenyan. This lady was arrested within the territory of Kenya. She was not outside the Kenyan border. Therefore, just to ease the situation, or maybe not to waste a lot of time, she was convinced to plead guilty. Immediately she pleaded guilty, she was sentenced. She was convicted and sentenced to 6 months in prison or 50,000 Kenyan shillings. A question: where should we bring now 50,000 Kenyan shillings with this harsh economic crisis of Kenya? Now, you see, if that lady could have confessed before the Maslaha system or elders, she could not have faced such a harsh punishment. That's why I say the most effective justice system, according to my opinion, is the Maslaha system.
But let me ask this: in a scenario where someone committed a crime, maybe murder, or maybe someone broke a person's teeth, and we go with through the Maslaha system. Let's say it is better, and we follow the Maslaha system. Once I am compensated as a victim, the criminal is still out, and he can anytime commit the same crime again, and the Maslaha system will do the same. And how can we, do Maslaha system to deter the repetence of the crime?
I think either way, the criminal might be out. But which one is better is the question. This person might hire a lawyer, fabricate a lot of lies, defend to the last person standing, and bribe, the judiciary, bribe the police, play with money here and there, and then the person is released. Now this person is released and out here, and the victim have not been compensated in any way. That is now circular. The circular justice system, the judiciary. But in the Maslaha system, in case of murder, someone dies, and the family needs justice, then elders will sit, and there will be no that cost of the advocate. There will be no that cost of bribery. The only thing they require is, and a case of murder can be going on for years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, without a determination. But when it comes to the Maslaha system, it can end even 1 day, 2 days. Therefore, when elders sit, there will be no denial. There will be no argument that this person died, right, and this family plan died. This family will go and discuss with the person who killed someone. Then the person confesses at the family level. The elders come to the shade of the Maslaha, while knowing that they have committed a crime. Immediately they come, they will place their apology amount
On the table.
without talking any other things. They will introduce themselves and say, we have committed such a crime, we want to talk and finish this issue in a Maslaha way. We don't want to be the blood of people in our hands and go with it. We won't solve this problem. Then they place their apology amount, whatever amount it is. There's amount for death. There's amount for tooth. There's amount for land issues. There's amount that is, for cattle rustling or what have you. So after they place now is when, conversation will be open. Immediately this conversation will open. Yes, someone died. Yes, right. If someone died, what was, our tradition between us and this community that we have committed crime against. This happened, this and this was paid. This happened, this and this was paid. They will dialogue. After dialogue, they will have again bargain. After bargain, then they will agree unanimously on a certain amount of blood money. Then the family of the victim will get compensation from the accused family. So the Maslaha system now will give a chance of compensation, but this one will not give a chance of compensation. But even if the person becomes guilty and convicted, the only thing that is going to be done is, jail time. The jail time also there's also the murder. There's also the manslaughter. The manslaughter itself has got degrees. The first degree manslaughter, second degree manslaughter. Then this case, if this person fails to acquit himself from the murder, he will not fail to turn this to manslaughter by using money. Then manslaughter, the weakest one. Then this person might be even released, might even be sentenced to a lesser sentence, and at the end of the day, they might come out. There's also so many ways of releasing people from prison, the presidential pardon. So this person, or in all avenues, the Maslaha system will serve the interest of the victim and brings harmony between the families.
Oh. Is there any crime that is above Maslaha system?
There's no crime that's above Maslaha system, but according to the constitution, there are some cases that elders cannot do and solve it through Maslaha.
An example?
Examples like defilement or terrorism-related cases. So defilement, myself, I don't support it to be solved in a Maslaha system, because these cases of defilement are becoming rampant. And if you subject the defilement case to a Maslaha system, it might end in forgiveness, or maybe something small that is not equivalent to the crime committed against a minor. So I don't support Maslaha to delve into issues of defilement. So such cases, according to the constitution, you cannot even withdraw from court if it's taken through that system. But our people do it. I could have advised our elders, don't indulge themselves in issues related to development. That is my 2-cent advice on issues of development.
It should be solved
through the secular system. Although there's also, a lot of problems. We know several cases of defilements that have been taken through the justice system, but you see, went down the drain. It's not that also the secular justice system also is strict. No, it's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of mishandling of cases. Itself, some defilement cases, is something that, is not real. It's just an allegation that's made through, and
some of them were fabricated.
Fabricated cases of defilement are there. An innocent person might go and serve serious punishment in jail just because there's a fabrication that is manufactured through revenge. You see, through revenge on maybe the person has committed a crime against you, or maybe he has done something wrong to you. Then because of this,
you go back and plan
against this person and make in a way that this person will not survive on this earth.
Well, in our case, as people of Mandera, we had a lot of conflict that is linked to tribal-based conflict. where two communities that live together always fight. And we have tried to solve this in a Maslaha way, where arbitrators are, some of them were leaders and elders. And this issue is repeating itself on the daily basis. And this will take us to our next question. What are the challenges of this, problem repeating after being solved?
Our main problem that is, generating tribal clashes is politics. People are trying to solve this thing, but it cannot be solved in as far as there is politics in it. The issue right now, as we speak, there is very active clashes in between Ramo and Banisa, in between Banisa, Ramo and Takaba, this area, where people have fled their animals, people have gone, have ran away from their, homes. In the villages are now just empty shells that have been deserted by the people who are living there. This is being generated by politics. Politics that, politics in different forms. For example, some people want to, create conflict so that people hate each other, people leave each other politically, and they will be, political realignments and alignments. These people, who are committing these crimes, they are in Nairobi, maybe funding people from there and, committing chaos among the people. But the people who are suffering, the common people, the pastoralists who are living in the bushes, who are suffering because of, persistent droughts and, loss of livestock. The little livestock that remains is also disappearing into thin air because of this conflict. So, Maslaha system is the only thing that is also sustaining a bit these conflict issues. That's why you find when there's an active clashes, elders rushing and cooling the situation, creating ceasefire and leaving. After they leave is when again manipulation and other things, exchange of hands happens and chaos erupts. But Maslaha is the only thing that was keeping these people to live together for long. If it were not Maslaha, the system, the other, what we call the judicial secular justice system couldn't have afforded this, because you cannot arrest a whole town. You cannot arrest 1,000 plus people and prosecute them in the court of law. But Maslaha is going down the roots and meeting these people who are conflicting or even
but the problem is those who are killing people are not the community. They are individuals who may be known to those living on the ground.
But the community feels that these people are their soldiers who are protecting them. These are the people who are protecting their land. These are the people who are fighting for the land. You see, there is that perception that has been created in the minds of the people that you must have militia. You must protect your land. Clan A might, evade and take over your land. Clan A might come settle here and grab your seat, your MP seat, your MCS seat, your whatever seat. See, this politics has been planted into the brains of the people, and people are brainwashed, and the killing is nothing to them. In as far as these community acts, they are always in defense, and sometimes they might go on attack. These are very vulnerable people, uneducated, most of them, then brainwashed, and you see a certain tribe or clan has been painted as a threat towards them. Then this is what is causing this mayhem. So someone sends money, someone sends bullets, someone sends food items, someone buys them water. Is what a few. Then this person that is financing them is the person they consider as a hero. The person who is making them as the system. The government can use force. They can carry out an operation, but an operation and force cannot be a solution. It causes a lot of maim, a lot of assault, sometimes death, Sometimes people fleeing from their homes, becoming IDP somewhere, just in fear of government operations. And our people have have in mind the historical injustices committed against the people of northern Kenya. They remember the Wagala massacre. They remember the Malkamari massacre. There was sometimes back around 2008 an operation that was conducted in Mandara Central that caused a lot of problems to the people. The people's mind has got a lot of savings. So force will not be a solution. So I can say that Maslaha is the only solution
So the
that
solution
can be used
to solve
to solve such community conflicts.
Okay, great. What is your parting shot for tonight?
I could have advised, despite we believe in Maslaha, despite we believe in our traditional way of solving dispute, I could have advised that our elders not indulge themselves into cases like defilement and other serious cases that could have a negative impact for a long period of time. And our people also, I could have advised them, despite this maslaha system, elders moving up and down always, and trying to solve something that will never end, to learn, the characters of politicians who might, exploit them, misuse them, and put them into a pathetic situation that will endanger the lives of everybody. War is not a solution. Killing is not a solution. If people fail to agree, it's better to come together, solve their dispute amicably and responsibly, and avoid bloodshed that is, coming from issues like tribalism. You will only, God created you alone. You will die alone, and you will going to be answerable to your sins alone in the grave, and face the punishment of your creator alone. Therefore, don't do something that will harm a brother.
Wow. Guys, that is all we have for you tonight, and thank you, Major, for your time and for the word of wisdoms that will going to help our people there. I want to thank you for being with us. I want to thank you for being part of this family. We will going to have such a discussion maybe every night, and at some point we will going to engage you in live session to also listen for your question and answer as well. With all those remarks, we thank you, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, the only show that belongs to RTS Siku Zote. Thank you.
Thank you.